I don't know how, but they found me. Dropped their new album, Gloom Division.
Damn right.
My expectations going into this were high because I liked most of the singles outside of Infatuation. And I was not disappointed. Although I will be honest, first listen had me being like, I have to put this on repeat right now because walking away from this album the way I'm feeling right now is not the way I should be walking away from this album. But after multiple listens, I very, very much enjoy it. And that is the experience that I've had with I Don't Know How releases post the EP that we all love here, that we praise. 1981 extended play, we praise it all of the time. It's great. It got us into the band. But I had the same experience with Razzmatazz, so I'm not disappointed in the fact that it took me multiple listens. Outside of the singles, Satanic Panic is probably my favorite song on the record. I'm still digging What Love a lot, as well as Gloomtown Brats as like my singles, but Satanic Panic, everybody should be talking about that song. I don't give a fuck. It's so good. It's so catchy.
You're goddamn right.
But I enjoyed the record a lot. I'm going to start it there. You were giving me weird looks, so I don't know where this is going to go.
No, I'm just looking. I'm looking at the track list. I liked the record. I'll start with that. I did like the record. My expectations, respectfully, they were lower than I wanted them to be. I didn't really like the singles. Unfortunately, I Don't Know How is one of those bands where I'm still stuck on their debut because it's the time that I heard it. It's very nostalgic for me. It's that time where I was finally like getting into alternative music and I was into fandoms. So it was like big.
Not to mention the impact it had on like our personal lives and the people that we still talk to online to this day. Like, the
podcast wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
the podcast wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that fucking EP.
Yeah, there's a lot there that that still sits with me, even though I've listened to that EP so many fucking times I can't listen to it anymore.
I haven't picked it up in a while, so I probably could do like a re-listen and experience it for the first time again. But all I have to say, my expectations were really low because unfortunately Razzmatazz, because I was stuck on their debut, didn't hit as much as I wanted it to for me. It was good, but I haven't revisited it and I haven't felt the urge to revisit it. This record, on the other hand, immediate love at first sight, except, for the singles, but in full listen, I really enjoyed it. Track listing, I thought it flowed incredibly well. There weren't any songs on there where I was like, so probably should have, I need to listen to it a couple more times to be able to pick out certain songs where I was like, holy shit. But there was one song, I couldn't tell you which one it was because I was baking this morning, so I didn't have the track list in front of me the entire time. But there's just one where the bass, I mean, obviously that's his fucking instrument of choice, but it's just, he was going crazy. And I had to like stop and I had to go, holy shit, because it was just so fucking groovy. I couldn't tell you, but I do know my favorite off the record is, I think it's Speak of the Devil is how it's supposed to be pronounced. Incredible track, so good, but honestly, front to back, it's a great record. I do need to put in my rotation because I liked it on first listen where Razzmatazz took me 2-3 listens to actually appreciate, but still I haven't gone back to it. This one I can see myself going back to because it feels fresh. It feels very fresh.
Yeah, this is a record that I've continued to come back to. Granted, it's only been out, it's going to be 2 weeks on Friday. But with how much music we listen to, and there's a new record every week that I enjoyed that is my album of the week, I still have continued to come back to this record post that, which is definitely saying something about my enjoyment, that it's made it past the 1 week.
And you're still
spin it on repeat and on to the next one because there's just so much to take in. With that being said, he said the fuck word on the album. Shout out Dallin for saying the fuck word on 6 feet. Fuck around and find out. So
Crazy.
True.
Crazy. My only critique on this entire record is the last track. I do feel like the album just ended abruptly. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like it was a goodbye. Like it just kind of went, oh, that was it. Like it didn't fade out. It was just kind of like a hard cut, it felt. But that's like my only critique.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Although it is a great song.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is that like, oh shit, it's just that's it. It's over.
That's it.
Especially like I'm not a big fan of the tail end of the record.
Mm-hmm.
Satanic Panic, my favorite song off the record. It's such a high point on the record, and then you get into Sunnyside, which is probably my least favorite song on the album.
Damn, they put them right next to each other.
It's just like repetitive, and like I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
And then Idiots of Oz, which is a great song, but is not a great closer.
Yeah. No. So that's literally the one thing. Like you could have had like an interlude or just something at the end to kind of close it off, but it just felt open-ended.
Yeah.
Other than that, track list was great. Just add something, like a little tiny thing, like 5 seconds. That's it.